Welcome back to episode 2. Are you done banging the fucking straw? Episode 2, which is a continuation of episode 1, because apparently episode 1 and 2 overarching theme is the performative self and how to get rid of imposter syndrome and the fake it till you make it bullshit. Okay? So, were you ever fake in your life? That is the question that you must answer yourself. And for me, it's not so much about being fake. It's about somehow regulating myself that triggers others so that I could be more mindful of them. But the minute they ask too much of me, I'm going to be like, deuces, and leave. Specifically, I will zoom in on the fact that my over-intellectual and aloof style sometimes trigger those that are more emotional in life.
So she does the opposite by being fake friendly.
I'm not fake friendly. I will water down the intellect a little bit. Not that I'm dumbing myself down. I will just try to meet the person in front of me where they are mentally. My aloofness is, I'm still trying to work on it because, like, sometimes I just can't be there. Like, aloof means you're on your own track.
You don't have a fake laugh when, like, I know that you didn't find it funny at all.
So do you.
No.
I'm trying to be polite. Anyway, I'm trying to be polite
Shit.
because I could very well just be like, that was not funny. And you know how many times I've done that in my life and made people feel awkward and almost made them cry?
She makes me feel awkward when she goes, ha ha! I'm like, don't laugh. It's better off that you don't laugh.
Why? Is the other person complaining to you that they understood that my laugh was fake and was not an acknowledgement towards something that they said that has a little bit of a faction of being funny? Okay. Anyway, so what I have to do is I have to be mindful of the way I am and how it can trigger people. And so what I do is I try to make sure that I am, once again, not being accepted by people, not looking for external validation, but I am not everyone's cup of tea. I am champagne. I'm an acquired fucking taste. Not a lot of people can handle it.
But everybody loves champagne.
Some people don't like champagne. I mean, everybody loves champagne, but does champagne love everybody? That's the real question.
Champagne is an inanimate object.
Champagne does not love everybody. So,
it doesn't have feelings.
No, you're... This bitch is saying I'm an inanimate object. Okay. I'm living and breathing. Anyway.
You sure about that? Where's her coffin? Vampire?
Anyway, so what I realized is, especially now that in life, you know, I was very technical in my career, you know, growing up, and now I have to deal with a lot of the business side and the facet side of just being at a table with multiple people at all times. You have to learn how to decode them, and you have to learn how to apply yourself in certain situations with certain people to still get your end goal, right? So with certain people, to make them not feel awkwardly comfortable because I can spot their insecurities from a mile away, I'm going to give them the acknowledgement that laugh was, could have been remotely funny, all right? But to other people that can handle it, I'm going to be like, try again. That wasn't funny, okay? So I moderate myself to others because I know that I am an acquired taste, just so that I don't trigger people out of nowhere. It is very hard being a walking, talking version of karma on this face of earth and triggering the fuck out of people just because you exist. Yeah, like, I exist in my own world. Like, why does that bother people? But it does. It's a real rough life out there when you're just trying to be your own self and, like, your own aloof self, and you're totally fine with yourself, but other people are not okay that you're okay with yourself. So you got to tone that down a bit for society.
Yep. Whereas myself, I think I'm like kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Tis a month.
The spectrum.
The spectrum. We know she's on the spectrum.
This episode is sponsored by the Spectrum.
Spectrum internet.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah. And it doesn't work. Okay.
For me, it's like kind of the opposite, where I felt like majority of my life was moderating to what people wanted to see of me, trying to fit that perfectionist, the perfect ideal person that I could be, whether it was for family or society. And now I've kind of broken free from that, where it's like I'm completely all out there.
Completely. Did you
Completely.
Did you hear the completely though?
Completely.
Mother.
Just like owning the fact that I'm batshit crazy. Nothing about me makes any sense. I am a walking contradiction, and that's fine. It's fine. I don't know why she's doing all this.
That's
Unnecessary.
Really? I was just acting like you.
Why though? But
That was
why?
unnecessary.
But why? Anyways,
I was
I
very
digress.
enamored by the...
She's very distracted.
Okay.
Okay.
Completely.
Oh,
Let's
completely.
complete the sentence.
Okay.
Let's complete the sentence, please. Let's go. Complete the sentence. I'm listening.
Okay. So for me, it's more of like just I was trying to fit this kind of mold, but I never felt like I was my authentic self. I felt like something was missing, or I had to not be so loud. I had to dim my own self. I had to hide parts of myself. It was very, very uncomfortable to a point where, like, you know, it's like essentially putting an atomic bomb in a box. It's all gonna explode at some point.
Wow. She equated herself to an atomic bomb. I didn't say anything this time, right? So, like, she said, I take up a lot of space, and I call
It's fine.
radioactive,
It's fine.
irreversible damage to
It's
people.
fine. Like, I can't sit here and pretend that I'm not chaotic. I can't sit here and pretend that I'm not chaotic. But in that chaos, you know, I find my way. I don't know. I find my way. It makes me who I am, and now I'm just like, I'm completely out there owning it, and it is what it is, you know? I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I don't feel like the need to moderate myself just to be palatable for people anymore. If you like me, you don't, you don't. It is what it is. I know how to be cordial. I know how to be polite.
She knows how to be fake.
I'm not fake.
Yes, she is.
What is fake to you? Being a people person is not fake. Being a people person and knowing how to have conversations because I am just social does not make me fake. Okay?
Okay.
Anyways.
Complete yourself.
I'm completing my sentence right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. Like, you know, to the point where I even left my job. I left my very stable, big pharma, you know, job that a lot of people would seek after, but for me, it just didn't feel like that's what I was meant to do anymore. In that sense, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that it's not the path that people should not take. It just wasn't aligning with my path, and for me, I just had to choose what I felt was more liberating and more authentic to myself. Is like, you know, I'm pretty unpredictable, and like I like the unpredictability. I feel like I thrive the most in the unpredictability. I need a lot of direction and structure sometimes, but it's helped me unlock a lot about myself, and you know, I feel my best and I'm thriving the most at this current period of time in my life. So if you have, you know, if you're ever caught between a place where you have to decide whether to fit the mold or choose yourself. That's the message that I have to impart on people.
But I think we were talking about imposter syndrome.
No, okay, speaking of imposter syndrome. So when I was in the field, I felt like I was an imposter, and not in a sense because I didn't know what I was doing in the field, but because I didn't feel my passion for the same pursuit as my peers was not there. That's where my imposter syndrome came from. Where it's like, I don't feel as strongly as you do. I am not taking the mission as deeply and profoundly as you are. I didn't align with it. So that's where my imposter syndrome came from when I was working in the field. That's why I had to leave, because I was like, I can't fake that anymore. But there is a healthy degree of imposter syndrome because it keeps you sharp. It keeps you on your shit. I had to be on my shit. I had to constantly do my research and make sure that I was on my best A game so that I don't like falter in my stride. Whether or not like I aligned with them internally or not, that doesn't matter, because if you're like, you know, if you're gonna coexist with a certain type of people, you kind of have to be in the same stride, and I can't falter in my stride and like bring them back. So yeah, I always felt like, yo, I have to do my best. I have to know my shit. I have to do this. And, you know, I don't know everything, therefore I must know everything. But there's a healthy balance in that you have to maintain, because it can come to a point where it's like, I'm trying to know too much and seek too much perfection, where it's like, I'm losing my damn mind. Like, I'm going down a rabbit hole that there's no end to. So there's a healthy degree of imposter syndrome that must be maintained. You can't be on two sides. You can't be on either end of the spectrum, I believe. I don't think it's healthy. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just how I see it.
It's an opinion. It's not a fact. So it can't be right or wrong. She's very passionate.
I'm not passionate
about
Meg.
that.
I'm not passionate.
But perfection does not exist. I am imperfectly perfect or perfectly imperfect. Whichever
Says the person
way
who's
you
always trying to seek perfection.
No, not seeking perfection. Seeking the best potential. I know my potential is here. I will avidly die on a mountain reaching that level of potential. There is nothing worse in life than wasted potential. Nothing. The theories that tie everything together now between Newtonian physics and quantum physics and everything that's happening, quantum entanglement and string theory and everything, is the realization of an energy change. And an energy change is something reaching a different potential, a higher potential. So time in and of itself gets measured forward, not backward, because there is no such thing as a negative energy shift. Okay? Energy moving, energy reaching a different state is a higher potential. So the boiled down basic version of existence is seek your potential. What are you doing wasting your potential? That's not seeking perfection. No one is perfect. No one. I am flawed to the core and I own it, and that triggers people. Like, I don't understand why. But I know where I can be, and I know where I lack, and I know where I can improve, and so I'm constantly seeking improvement. That's what I do. I am not seeking perfection. I am not perfect. There is no such thing as perfection. Perfection is a flawed concept. Whoever came up with perfection, is like the root cause of evil themselves. There's no such thing as perfect.
I mean, if you're perfect, you wouldn't be here. You'd be up there with God.
If you're perfect, you would not be
here.
Subjected. No, it's not even just here. You'd be everywhere. You would be the omni-essence. You would be the omnipresence if you were perfect. Yeah. So calm your ass down, bitch. Come humble yourself back down to earth.
Oh,
we are all people
I didn't say
here.
I'm perfect.
I didn't say it's you. I'm saying anyone who's trying to seek perfection. This message is for you. Humble your ass. Come back down to earth. We're all on the same plane. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how much material objects you have. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. There is no such thing as perfection.
I don't care what Nepo baby you are.
There's no such thing as perfection.
Nope.
You are always seeking a higher potential because there is always a higher potential for you to achieve. That is your journey of life. That is the basic essence of living organisms in and of itself. The change of energy, right? I don't know if it's entropy or enthalpy. I'm fucking at a loss right now. But nonetheless, the scientific term of the change of energy and the measurement of that time in and of itself is something being exalted from a lower state to a higher state. So therefore, higher potential. Do not waste your potential. And to those that may be watching, that know very well who I'm talking to, I'm riding your ass every fucking day. Do not waste your potential. Okay. I'm done.
The moral of the story is continue ascending until there's no longer ascension because you're up there.
We're dead. We're gone. You're the omnipresence.
That's it.
While we're on the subject of travel and potential, let me tell you how
Let me tell you a story.
Let me complete.
Let me tell you a story about how I unfortunately wasn't seeking my highest potential. And that's okay, right? You're gonna skip a step. You're gonna skip you could skip a little bit in life.
I hope you skip a step going down up here.
I knew it. But that's we're not perfect, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna fall off our path and come back on. It's fine as long as you recognize that you falter. So here's the story that I'm about to tell you.
Don't fall off your path while others are trying to be the guardrails for you. Like in a bowling alley.
Bowling alley? What are you doing?
a bowling alley when they put the guardrails up to give the kids a chance in life, okay? Do not strike out when there are people there trying to be your physical guards going up because they see certain things you do not see or that may not be inherently clear to you at that moment in time, and therefore make them utterly regret their entire existence.
You make it seem like I'm a cannonball, bro.
I came in like a wrecking ball. That's her theme song in life. Miley Cyrus, shout out to you. Why'd you create that fucking song? She was like 10 when that song came out.
No, I wasn't.
Whatever.
Okay,
it is her theme song.
I'm not 15 years old.
I'm
not 15.
It didn't come out 5 years ago.
I'm pretty sure it did.
We're looking at that. Chem, you want to take bets on when this song came out?
I'm also not 20 years old.
Say 2012.
You're going to say 2012. All right. Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus. Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus came out in... Why is it not giving us the stats right now? Let's see. Behind the Music... 19.3 million views. When did the fucking song come out?
You can just put release date. Why should we type extra?
Hey, I'm not the one who thinks artificial intelligence. By the way, guys. Oh, it came out in 2013. Ding, ding, ding. Champ wins. Nonetheless. So, I love artificial intelligence for what it can do to make my life easier. Right? Because it's like literally an assistant for everything you want it to do. But it's only as good as the prompts you give it. Right? So I like to think of myself as equal to artificial intelligence because it's not better than us. While others are intelligent artificial.
That didn't make any sense.
We said we were going to say it backwards for you. She's intelligently artificial.
She pissed me off in Curaçao. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm so glad that I started recording.
Fuck you, okay? Shouldn't tell me that. So I had this really nice, exclusive, limited edition bracelet.
Hold, no. Rewind to before Curaçao, the phone call while we were packing. Bro, petty theft is high there. Don't take anything
Petty theft is
expensive.
high everywhere. I was like,
Okay.
fuck it, whatever. It's
Cause
like
she's
everywhere.
Cause she's
It's
a gangster.
everywhere. No, it's like, what are the chances gonna happen to me? I'm just
She took
shit.
Muay Thai, guys. She could kick
My
everyone's
husband
ass.
Muay Thai. It's like, what are the odds? I've traveled so many times in so many different places, and I've gone to raves with it. And I'm like, what are the fucking odds? I didn't take my expensive ass swatches. I left them at home. I just took my favorite bracelet.
Delica notice.
You know, Morgan was like,
Yo,
tell me the cartoon.
Tell me the
That's
cartoon.
like-
Oh my god, bro.
I was like, no, it's still in my jewelry bag. Goes, yeah, it better be. Anyway, that's not the point. I digress. The point is, I really like the bracelet because the meaning behind the symbolism, all that stuff. We got it in Egypt. That's another thing we did in Egypt. But, you know, we're dancing.
Shout out to Azafemi. Look at my ring.
Azafemi.
I wear it every day.
Don't piss me off. I'm sure if she lost that, she would have a fucking, like, she would be so pissed off. Don't even.
It is your fault.
That's-
it is your fault.
I'm losing
It
track
is
of
no
what I'm
one
trying to
else's
say.
fault except yours.
No, you want to know? I
It
didn't want to
is
be in
no
that
one's
vicinity
fault except
anyways.
yours.
I didn't want to be there. If we really want to unpack it, I didn't want to be there. I was like, oh, this crowd is really not cool, but whatever. I was like, don't be the bitch that always says, oh, let's leave, because that's what I'm.
It was our
classified
last
as.
night there.
All right,
Last night there.
we're right in front.
Okay.
Our balcony's right there.
The beach club is right across from
Beach
our
club,
balcony.
Our balcony's right
And they
there.
decided to have a beach night. By the way, in Curaçao, it's like the party moves in different spots of the island.
Yeah,
and like nobody
it's so
shows up.
weird.
So like what happens is in front of our road, because we were like by Mood Beach, there were a ton of beach areas that you could have like parties at and stuff. But like apparently there's a designated night for every spot like on the island or some shit like that. So like
Which is weird.
Saturday, there was nothing by us. It looked like it was a ghost town. And it was all the way down on the other side. It was like 10,
Which
15
was like
minutes away
all
from us.
college kids.
But
or
it was
like
all
less.
like legit high schoolers.
It was
like
that
I
was the
like,
day
I walked in
that I
and
met my
walked right back out.
doppelganger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meg goes, I'm not partying with kids that are like my son's
I'm
age.
not partying
doing
with kids
it.
that are my son's age.
Not doing it.
happening.
Respect. I wouldn't either. Okay. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, you would think we're a little bit more mature than that, right? But anyway, we go to this place and like everybody's dancing. I was like, okay, cool. I'm dancing. We're having a great time. Mad sketch people around us, but whatever. As long as we stick together, nothing's a big deal. Okay? So we're dancing, and this guy gets really fucking close to me. And you know, come to think of it, it probably was him. He touched my shoulder. I'm like, why the fuck are you touching me like this?
You know, so what happened was, it was me and her next to each other with like a little space. And people were walking to try to get drinks to the bar or whatever, right? And we had our water in our hands with our cups. So placed it down on the table
I downed
next
it
to
so I
us.
don't have anything in my hand.
Placed it on the table next to us. There was a little space that got created between us. Then this guy walks by. It also caught my attention because he didn't necessarily have to touch her at all. There was a lot of space for him to walk by between me and her as I was coming back from putting my cup on the table. But then he touched her shoulder, oddly enough. And I walked past her. And I looked at it and I was like, why did he even touch her?
Why are you touching me? Don't touch me.
I wasn't even that close to her that he needed to like squeeze by and say like, excuse me.
And then in my head, I'm like, don't be the one that ruins the night. Don't be the one that ruins the night.
But then
every other night,
she manifested ruining the fucking night.
So I was like, keep dancing, whatever. And I'm like, I have to behave because like if I dance too much, it's gonna look a certain way, whatever.
She's gonna look ratchet.
Exactly. Anyway, so I'm trying to behave, and then all of a sudden I'm like, my wrist is very light. I look, I'm like, my bracelet! I'm looking everywhere. It's not on the
fucking
fucking floor.
20 people started looking at the ground. We're standing on sand because it is a beach place, like, you know. It's
so
like,
anyways, I get pissed that I was like, in my head I was like, I didn't even want to fucking be here. I knew I should have just left. What the fuck? There goes my bracelet. This shit happens to me.
It's all about me.
So yeah, it is all about, at that moment it was all about me. Okay, it really, I'm not gonna lie, it was all about me. Okay, and I was like, you know what, I need to process, because as the person that I'm becoming, I know that material objects don't mean anything.
Bullshit! I'm calling bullshit on that right now.
No.
Because what happened was, after she screamed,
No, she's not letting me finish my thought process.
We all looked. No. Hold on, time out. We gotta come in here because there were other people that were with you looking for your bracelet. So we turn on our flashlights on our phone,
right?
And then other people start looking down, and we're looking all around, and there's nothing.
Let me finish.
It's a shiny bracelet, so you're gonna see it in the sand.
Let me finish.
Nothing
so
there.
my rational
between
self,
that,
my rational self is telling me that's it. Khalas. In Arabic we say it's taking the negativity and it's left. But then the irrational part of me is like, no, but I'm pissed.
No, the
I'm really fucking pissed.
The materialistic bitch in her.
Yes, exactly. Yes. All right. I haven't healed that part. It's fine. Anyway, I own it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to myself. So I was like, really, like, I was going back and forth to myself, and I was like, I'm not processing this properly. I need to fucking leave. So I left. Okay.
Mind you.
Left.
No,
right
she
outside.
makes it seem like that whole thought process was 20 minutes. No, between her screaming my bracelet and her walking like moto style out of the club, by the way.
It was a minute.
Was 2 seconds. I
minute.
literally turned around. My cousin and my friend are right there. I'm like, guys, I'm going to try to find. I'm like, I turn around and I'm like, I was just looking at the ground to find the bracelet and she's not there. And I'm like, did you guys see where she went? Like, literally, I looked at the ground, I picked my head up. That whole 20-minute saga of the movie that was going on in her head was 20 seconds flat, okay? Not 20 minutes. And then I'm turning around, and I can't find her, and I'm like, oh, she's an emotional wreck right now. She's not in a clear head state. I gotta go find her. I tell my cousin, where did she go? She said she walked that way. So I walk out. I'm like, shit. I call her. She's not picking up. I call her again. Finally, she picks up. So I'm at the entrance off of the boardwalk area to the sand club, the beach club thing. And I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, where are you? She's like, I sat outside to give you guys your space because, like, you know,
I'm not in a good mental space. I'm not.
She didn't say I'm not. She's like, I sat outside to give you guys your space because I don't want to ruin the mood for everybody because I lost my bracelet. And I was like, okay, where are you? Because I am outside. Like, I don't see you. And then she's like, oh, I sat on one of the beach chairs in the beach that is dark as fuck. Okay?
It was
Mind
right in front of the club.
Okay? Yeah, there's light posts.
There's
on
people
the
walking
boardwalk
past
way.
me.
There's people walking past her.
It's not that serious.
But the beach itself, so there's like 10 rows of beach chairs till you get to the shore.
I was on the very
She's
last
sitting on
one.
the very last one close to the boardwalk area. But like someone could come from behind. In this emotional state, she put herself in harm's way. And so I'm looking at her and I'm like, bruh, like, you gotta process things differently.
Wrong. She did not say that. She goes, it is not our problem that you're reckless and you don't know how to pack. Who takes expensive shit to a third world country? You know, there's petty theft. I'm like, hold on, listen, I'm already having problems processing this. You don't tell me how to react on my time, okay? It was a whole big thing.
This fight was going down on the boardwalk, right? And then I'm like, all right, give me the room key because I'm clearly not going to go back in now because like they have to search you and do this whole thing, right? So I said, give me the room key. So she gives me the room key. I'm starting to walk back to the room. I'm wearing wedges and I can't walk that fast. Then you need the room key to tap the gate to get into your hotel, like your resort. She races me and gets to the gate and waits.
Because I couldn't run to the room. I was like, I'm not.
You don't get to tell me.
No, because you know what? I'm the only one with the room key. I was like, I'm not gonna leave them stranded here. When I have the room key, I'll just wait for them outside. When they're ready to go, we'll go. But I don't want to be in there anymore. I'm done. That's it. I'm tapped out. I'm done. I'm already pissed. My mood is ruined. And I don't want to ruin everybody else's mood.
Oh, yeah, no, but she didn't do that by walking out and sitting on a bench by herself in darkness. Hello, darkness, my dear friend.
Yes, I like the darkness. Okay? Anyway, I left. I removed myself from the environment so that they don't ruin their night. Somehow I pissed her off for doing that. Okay? I don't understand why.
Because you put the hat of logic on. And let's just put emotions to the side for a little bit. The hat of logic is you are in a foreign country where people were saying, you know, there's like some sketch stuff that happens, okay? I don't want to name the parties that are involved because I don't want to go to jail, okay?
I get it.
And so it's like, oh, okay. So like when you're traveling as a group of 4 girls, the max you're going to split up to is 2 and 2, right? Right, champ? Please. Chime in here. You're not going to split up 1 and 3, okay? Because that singleton, even if she knows Muay Thai and is physically bigger than a lot of guys there, okay? doesn't mean they can outsmart her and make her sniff something and take her because of her voluptuous ass. Okay? So let's put logic on. Let's put our criminal hats on, our criminal minds on. Okay? The person that, if you are in a club, all right, that had space, it was an outdoor sand beach club, it had space, and you got your bracelet lifted off of you, who said someone isn't going to do something worse to you? By yourself when you're in an emotional state, unclear mind. Okay?
Anyways, so we get to, I was so pissed. I was like, no. This is she has no more limits. She has no more limits. She's trying to tell me how to process. I'm processing the way I need to process. In my mind. Like, I'm sorry, I don't need to process on your timeline.
It was not my timeline.
She was like,
it was not my timeline.
You could sit there and sulk and do whatever you want after we're done. Excuse me?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. We stick together or get your ass up to that room and get another key and bring it down so that some of us have keys to go up to the room. Since you were the only one with the goddamn key, think logically. Think outside of yourself for just 1 second. Especially when you're on a group trip with people and you got forewarned. Like, bro, don't take any of your expensive shit. Like, take stuff that you could lose. Like, it's common sense when you're going anywhere, traveling anywhere. Nonetheless, traveling to tropical destinations where petty theft is a real thing. Oh, yeah, Manar's gonna go.
You took your ring.
My ring is very hard to get off my finger. Mind you guys, it's a bangle that's open. So anyone, a professional thief, that is cake. There's no latch that they have to unhinge or nothing. Okay, literally, they gotta slip it off her wrist. Done.
It was very well. The moral of the story.
Moral of the story is she ruined our last night there. Okay, I was partying with my cousin and my friend through the balcony and video.
She didn't have to. I could have went up to the room. She could have went party.
My favorite song, Bing Bong, came on.
She sends these. She starts sending pictures of me sitting on the chairs. She goes, "FYI, the bitch is not in a good mood." I'm pissed because of you. Go downstairs.
No, you're pissed because you lost your bracelet.
Yeah.
You made a conscious decision to wear a one-of-a-kind bracelet in a beach destination that has a high rate of petty theft. Let's rewind and take full accountability, not partial, bitch.
Well,
the Delulu is not the Sululu in this one.
I disagree, but the bracelet is...
We should take a vote on it.
This is such a good standalone.
The bracelet served its purpose in my life, and I had to, let it go.
Look at how salty she is saying that.
Because
Oh, speaking of salty.
it's time to get my salt. Stay salty, Elementi.
Oh, it says salty on the side. You're
No.
not showing the salty.
Stay salty.
Oh,
What's
cool.
your stay salty hashtag stay salty story?
Hashtag
Stay salty.
Stay salty.
Stay salty. When somebody is telling you to process things the way they need you to process them, tell them, fuck you. You process the way you need to process.
And then when someone's trying to act all emotional, tell them to walk up to an edge and push them off the balcony. All right? Stay salty. Now that you've heard the story of what happened when we don't respect trying to continue down the path of higher potential while we're traveling. We love to travel, guys. We really do. But it's okay. We're gonna bring you guys on all of our adventures.
She's lying.
If someone cannot be all about their fucking selves,
She's lying.
me, myself, and I over here, guys, guess what? We had a group chat for the trip, all right? And guess who had the most media to share? Guess who had 2 pictures to share? All right? One of a happy birthday sign that was put on the hotel room for her that yours truly coordinated because it was a birthday trip for her. And the others were the sunset on the penthouse balcony. That's my cousin's penthouse, by the way. Right? I took on her phone. You know what? Doesn't bother to reciprocate the cordiality. Miss, I'm so cordial. I know I'm a people person. Except when it comes to me. Doesn't know how to take a fucking picture. Doesn't know how to record content while we're away. How many people get to go to Curaçao? I don't know. Not everybody. But yeah.
I want to
we should
enjoy the
document.
moment.
It's all about me. I want to enjoy. Fuck all of you and me bringing you on the trip with me and letting you guys experience a piece of heaven on earth. But I want to enjoy. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Also, like, she's very high maintenance when it comes to pictures. Champ understands. Like, she doesn't like any angle. So I'm over it. I'm not here to please anymore. You don't like the way I take pictures? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do
Once
you any
again,
service.
the media, forget about me. Forget about taking pictures of me. The media that was on your phone, that was shared in the group chat, was one picture you took.
I'm allowed to disconnect from my phone and not look at it when I want. Like, I'm on a vacation, right?
Mind you.
It's the first time I actually said, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not responding to anybody.
Swear to God right now that you don't disconnect every fucking trip. Swear to God right now.
But that's the point of a trip.
She doesn't document anything.
But that's the point of the trip.
But you're trying to be a content creator.
No.
This is the wrecking ball chaos that ensues in my life and has a direct impact to me. Huh.
I will be hiring paparazzi.
Bitch said I'll be hiring paparazzi. Hailey Bieber in the house.
Me.
Oh, what?
She's like, it's literally me. Champ is the paparazzi. Paparazzi.
It's like,
I'm the high maintenance one. Clearly. Clearly, I am the high maintenance one. Sorry, guys. So if you don't get a lot of good snippets of what's happening, it's because there's only one person that's being mindful enough to take all these shots, all these videos of, you know, the moment, capturing the moment. Because someone loves to live the moment and has a fucking batshit crazy mentality.
it's not.
Okay? Zero memory on anything. Will only remember what affects her directly, like losing a fucking bracelet. I'm actually happy you lost the bracelet. Anyway.
That's evil.
No, it's not.
But anyway, please let me know if you also like to disconnect on a trip, because it can't just be me.
I love to disconnect. I would love to do nothing more, but I feel a responsibility in taking this step of being a content creator to share content with our followers so that we can
She's
gain
like
a
responsibility.
massive- Yeah, you should try it sometime.
No thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly, this is why she's having an existential crisis.
I'm not.
Okay, you're melting into the couch right now. Yes. So, episode 2, shared the story with you. How about you let us know what your favorite part of the story was? If anyone actually.
If you actually watched.
Did you get to the end?
Did you actually make it to the
Did
end?
you make it to
Did
the
you
end?
make it to the end?
We have a surprise for you.
I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Okay. So. They made it to the end. They made it to the end. All right.
That one person.
Show us you care. Give us a like, follow, and share.
You made it
everyone.
this far. You might as well.
Yes, please. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. LMNT. Stay salty.
Probably just Rona.
Yeah, it is.
LMNT, stay salty.
It is. It is just Rona.
Rona.
Yeah.
Hit that like, follow, and share.
Rona Banana. Anyway, remember, always be kind.
Of a bitch.
Over and out.